The neighborhood was quiet, almost unnaturally so. A pale morning light stretched across a concrete driveway, revealing small tables, plastic bins, folded t-shirts, and collectible figurines waiting for a garage sale. Then, four sharp cracks shattered the silence. Gunfire. A woman collapsed beside a folding table, her body striking the pavement with a dull, final sound. Moments later, the killer simply walked away. No rush. No panic. Just a calm, almost rehearsed exit. A black pickup truck rolled slowly down the street, disappearing into the early Texas morning. The woman on the driveway was still breathing. Barely. But within minutes, her life would slip away, leaving behind a mystery so precise, so calculated, that investigators are still struggling to explain it. Her name was Liz Barraza. And her murder was caught on camera. Before the violence, before the investigation, there was simply Liz. A woman known for kindness, enthusiasm, and a deep love for imagination. Liz Barraza was a devoted fan of science fiction and fantasy, especially the world of Star Wars. Costumes, collectibles, charity events. It was more than a hobby. It was community. She volunteered with cosplay charity groups, dressing as characters from the galaxy far away, visiting hospitals, raising money, bringing smiles to children who desperately needed them. Friends described her as gentle, warm, and endlessly supportive. The kind of person who remembered birthdays. The kind who stayed late to help clean up. The kind who never expected anything in return. At home in Tomball, Texas, Liz and her husband Sergio were preparing for a trip. A delayed honeymoon. 5 years after their wedding, they were finally going to celebrate properly. But first, they needed extra cash. So Liz decided to hold a garage sale. Just a simple Saturday morning event. Nothing unusual. Nothing dangerous. Or so it seemed. January 25, 2019. 5:50 a.m. Still dark. Liz stepped outside into the cold morning air, arranging items on folding tables beneath the open garage door. Security cameras across the street were already recording. Every movement. Every shadow. At 6:48 a.m., a dark pickup truck entered the neighborhood. It moved slowly. Almost cautiously. The truck passed Liz's house. Then, circled the block. Minutes later, it returned. And parked. A figure stepped out. The person wore a long robe or coat, possibly a disguise. With what appeared to be a wig or helmet. The walk was deliberate. Almost theatrical. Liz greeted the stranger. Investigators believe she spoke first. Possibly thinking it was an early customer. Maybe even making a joke. For nearly 30 seconds, the two stood face to face, talking. Then everything changed. Without warning, the visitor raised a handgun. 4 shots. Rapid. Precise. Forensic analysis later showed the weapon was likely a .38 caliber revolver. A firearm that leaves no ejected shell casings. No brass. No immediate ballistic trail. The bullet struck Liz in the torso. One penetrated the chest cavity, damaging vital organs. Another caused catastrophic internal bleeding. She collapsed almost instantly. But the shooter did something strange. They stepped closer. As Liz lay on the pavement, struggling for breath, the gun fired again. A final shot. Execution style. Then the killer calmly turned, walked back to the truck, and drove away. The entire attack lasted less than 1 minute. And it was all recorded. When emergency services arrived, the scene was already grim. Liz was transported to the hospital. But the trauma was too severe. She died shortly after arrival. Investigators immediately secured the area. Crime scene technicians searched the driveway, the street, nearby yards. But the revolver left almost nothing behind. No shell casings. No fingerprints. No DNA. Only surveillance footage. And a killer who seemed disturbingly calm. Detectives analyzed the truck captured on camera. A dark Nissan Frontier, or possibly a similar pickup. But the resolution was poor. License plates were unreadable. Investigators expanded the search. Hundreds of vehicles. Thousands of hours of footage. Still, nothing definitive. One detail puzzled investigators immediately. The killer's walk. Experts studied the body language. Frame by frame. The stride appeared unusual. Some believed the person might be wearing boots. Others suspected a deliberate disguise. Possibly even padding to alter body shape. Then came another chilling possibility. The killer may have been watching Liz for days, maybe weeks. The truck circled the neighborhood. The arrival time matched the moment Liz was outside, alone. Which raised a disturbing question. Was this random? Or was Liz the target? Police examined every angle. Personal disputes. Financial stress. Workplace conflicts. But nothing pointed clearly to a motive. Liz had no known enemies. No criminal connections. No threatening messages. Her life appeared peaceful. Which made the brutality of the crime feel even more sinister. The security footage continued to circulate online. Still, the killer remained untraceable. One of the most haunting elements of the case lies in those first few seconds. The conversation. 30 seconds. Liz speaking to the person who would soon end her life. Did she recognize them? Did the killer say something personal? Something that sealed her fate? No one knows. The microphone captured nothing. Only silence. Then gunfire. Years later, the case remains unsolved. Investigators continue to analyze tips, new technology, new leads. But the figure in the driveway still has no name. No arrest. No explanation. Just a shadow, stepping out of a truck at dawn. Walking toward a woman setting up a garage sale. Speaking to her calmly. Then pulling the trigger. 4 times. And disappearing into the morning. Some mysteries fade. Others grow colder with time. But the murder of Liz Barraza remains something else entirely. A crime caught on camera. A killer seen by the world. And yet, somehow, still invisible.